Hello there, Qckslvrslash, and today we have another ranked game, this time courtesy of Devon98, and they are driving the Tier 7 US destroyer, the Mahan. And I think everyone's aware that I pretty much finished the season out in The Sims, and it's because, to me, it offered the greatest flexibility to deal with the meta I was seeing. There's a lot of radar ships, so the 9.2 kilometer torpedoes were nice, decent detectability, and good enough guns to stay in the fight. Now, all of those things can be said about the Mahan. In fact, in some ways, it's a better ship. It has 5 guns, more torpedoes that are minusculely better, and one of the nice things about the torpedoes themselves is you've got one central rack, and then one on each waist deck. So this means you can drive down the middle of a group of ships if need be, and throw torps out each side, striking multiple targets. The detectability is more or less the same, be 6.8 or 6.6 I believe, can't think right now, on The Sims, so no real loss there. The only big difference is The Sims has a slightly higher base XP rate, meaning that if the two ships do identical amounts of damage and caps and everything, The Sims will end up with more XP. And that's one of those things that is constant across this game. All the ships have different XP rates, and it's part of the way wargaming balances ships. Because when you have two ships, if they were identical, they would have the same XP rate. But when you start removing things or handicapping a ship, it makes it harder to do the same amount of work, so it gets that little extra XP. And in The Sims case, statistically, it doesn't quite do as well as the Mahan, and part of it's fewer torps, fewer guns, so it just can't quite get out the same damage, so when you do manage to get out the same, you get a little extra for it. So you can see off the bat, Devon got into the Bravo cap, captured it, and is now pulled forward into a smoke conveniently left by a friendly Sims. And really what that Sims was doing was very smart. They basically smoked this whole gap here just to prevent any destroyers coming up here from seeing across. Now, the one thing you have to be careful of, and I definitely took advantage of more times than not, is if I was in the south, I'd go to A, and then I'd get out here and just throw torps straight through this gap, because there is typically a smoke here, and too many ships are sitting stopped in a smoke, and they eat torpedoes, and sure, they're only Sims torpedoes or Mahan torpedoes, but it's still a torpedo. It's still a big chunk of damage, and that potential flood. And if you get the flood, you wait, 20 seconds, they burn the repair, you light some fires, sail away, and laugh as they die. And the start of this match has been a lot of what you expect this season in Ranked. Each team went for a cap, they're both playing pretty passively, kind of just waiting to see how things develop. Now the enemy team's got a Mahan down in the south, looks like he's trying to get some flanking torpedoes. The other two destroyers are kind of in that normal gap, just to the east of A here, firing torps up through. And I'd say one of the big keys to rank, and I've said it a couple times, is just patience. Too often you're going to get a ship that overcommits in a situation like this because they're eager to try to get damage. Because if you just wait a bit, wait it out, you're going to get the damage, and I see bad things happening here. You've got a Belfast right there. Thankfully he doesn't have torpedoes, because I partially would expect some team torps. And, well, that Qckslvrslash is just screwed. You can see Devon's got the smoke off, he fired the torpedoes. I think a bug prevented the actual aiming indicator from firing, and oh my, it's a cross torp. That guy is screwed. Devon did another very smart thing there as he picked up the kill, is he went to full astern. He knows the Qckslvrslash now has torpedoes. You know that guy is going to lead them or throw them as a last-ditch effort into this smoke. So by stopping as he was last detected and getting out of the position he was going to be in, he prevents all those from missing him. Now, what might have worked equally as well is just slowing up a bit and turning to the right, but nothing wrong with the hard stop. And with that kill of the enemy Miyoko, things are even. Well, they've actually got the advantage, sorry. And that Mahan down in the south is looking worse for wear. And this is one of those situations that a game can quickly get out of hand of a team that's losing. And it's honestly going to happen. This other enemy Mahan here, way too aggressive, sailing out blind around a corner. He doesn't have the spotting to know what's potentially sitting right where Devin is. And as a result, he's going to get wrecked here. And what he was doing is he wanted to come out, throw his torpedoes, loop back, throw the next set. And coming out blind around a headland like that, expecting to get torpedoes in, is a very risky maneuver. And, well, it didn't pay off against Devin, and it doesn't work against Lieutenant Spanks there. And now that enemy Mahan is all alone. The Fiji, Sims, and New York, they're all rounding to the north. They're trying to play the carousel game. Which means this Mahan is actually caught out. I personally would have charged that smoke. Now, part of that is that I'm very confident getting in very close to another DD, believing I can dodge them. And, well, I guess maybe Devin just knew he had the fire going and didn't need to do that. I didn't even catch that he had a fire burning, and the Fiji just made a misplay. I think that Fiji's hungry for some free damage against a destroyer in close, because you'll notice Devin launched torps right at the edge of land. The Fiji eats the first, then a second, and dies. Devin picks up his third kill. His guns are going to work, and against a York, that kind of health, I would be doing exactly what he is. You've got a really good lead as a team, 4 ships against 2, and a lot of times, cruisers just can't hit destroyers. I know personally, if I'm at 10 kilometers from a lot of the cruisers in this game, I can pretty comfortably dodge them. You put your stern right into them, wiggle your booty, and just avoid the shells. It's really easy against ships like the Atlanta and Flint with those terrible American shell arcs. And you can just watch the shells come in, and you just sidestep back and forth, wiggling the ship, while you fire back, and you'll hit them because they're simply just bigger targets. The York turns up again, 1 volley, and he is dead, and that leaves just a Sims, and it looks like Devin's gonna pick up the Kraken here. Just him versus a Sims, he's only got to get 1 or 2 really solid volleys in. And this is one of those situations where you just go nose in. Wiggle back and forth, make it hard for the enemy ship to hit you because you don't want to throw your life away when the game's kind of in the bag like this. Next shell should do it. There's the kill, the Kraken, and the game. The game was short and sweet, like so many in Ranked are. Once 1 or 2 ships make a mistake, get themselves killed, the floodgates open up and the game's over. 336,000 credits, 6,300 experience, Kraken, high caliber, almost 73,000 damage, a bunch with his guns, a bunch with his torpedoes, and just a well-played game. And I think Devin really, committed at the right point in all of his engagements, and that's how you wind up on the top of your team. And more importantly, get that star in Ranked, helping you progress up. Ranked can be frustrating, but so much of it comes down to the smallest of plays, and little mistakes add up, and that's what happened to the enemy team. And like I said, Devin took advantage. 35,000 on that Gneisenau that charged blindly around a corner. 23,000 to the Fiji, 6,000 to the York. He got 2 of the destroyers, and it all added up for a very impressive profit. 321,000 credits, 6,300 experience. Interestingly enough, he's spending premium, some gold on the premium camo, which I don't think I've ever seen a replay with a gold expense at the end. I was kind of expecting a premium consumable to accidentally have been selected for gold rather than silver. Anyways, thank you Devin98 for submitting an excellent game. It was very entertaining to watch. It was quick, furious, and just bloodshed everywhere. To anyone else who wants to submit a game, Qckslvrslash@gmail.com. If you enjoyed this, please consider giving it a thumbs up or subscribing to the channel. Both very much help me out. And as always, I'm Qckslvrslash. I'll have another one for you guys later.